Welcome to the Titan Tar channel. Today we have a topic to discuss about Russia reinforcing air defense in Kursk while Ukraine intensifies attacks. Don't miss the chance to join us and share your opinions with us. Become a member of our channel and evolve your rank. The Russian military command did not transfer to the Kursk region as many military units as the Ukrainian general staff had planned. According to a British business magazine, the Russian armed forces are redeploying troops from the Kharkov region to the border area, while the units advancing in Donbass will continue their combat operations. According to the publication, Russian commanders are moving forces, but not as quickly as they would like, as they know that expanding logistics by 80 or 100 kilometers is a significant challenge. A source in the Ukrainian General Staff confirmed that the operation to storm Kursk had been planned for some time, but only high-ranking officers were aware of it. Ordinary soldiers were informed only a day before the start of the operation. 3 Ukrainian servicemen mentioned that they were withdrawn from another front a day before the attack and did not have enough time to rest. The Ukrainian forces' offensive on Kursk also faced difficulties. The vanguard units often suffered from so-called friendly fire, and according to the Ukrainian military, Russian aircraft attacked their positions during the movement. The General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces calculated that sending its most prepared units to the Russian border zone would be advantageous, considering the increase in the morale of the troops as the main success of the attack. A Ukrainian soldier expressed that for the first time in a long time he felt like a tiger due to the movement of troops. The Russian military is currently deploying airborne and marine formations in the Kursk region, as well as deploying experienced UAV operators to identify and strike locations where Ukrainians are gathering personnel and equipment and adjusting artillery fire. China has called for a de-escalation of the conflict amid the Kiev regime's attacks in the Kursk region. In a statement from the Chinese Foreign Ministry, Beijing called on both sides to abide by 3 principles: not to expand hostilities, avoid escalation of the conflict, and not to intensify fighting. The Chinese ministry promised to continue to engage with the international community and play a constructive role in seeking a political solution to the crisis. It is worth recalling that the Kiev regime launched an invasion of the Kursk region of the Russian Federation on August 6 this year. Recently, the Ukrainian military managed to capture several settlements in the border areas. After the deployment of large Russian forces to the region, the Russian army launched an operation to destroy Ukrainian units and expel the remnants from Russian territory. Currently, artillery and airstrikes are being carried out against military formations involved in the operation, and the Russian army is also attacking the Sumy region, where Ukrainian reserves are concentrated. According to the Russian Defense Ministry, Ukrainian losses in the invasion operation have already exceeded 1,000 troops, in addition to the loss of several dozen units of Western military equipment. The participation of foreign mercenaries in the Kursk invasion is also noteworthy, with a platoon of them being defeated the day before during an attempt to invade a populated area. The situation in the region remains tense and far from normalization. The Ukrainian force, far from retreating, is creating new points of tension, now in the Belgorod region. The Russian military command is reinforcing both ground forces and air forces in the Kursk direction. The number of airstrikes against the enemy has increased, and additional aircraft that were in reserve are not being transferred to other directions. The Russian Air Force in the Kursk region has been expanded by including reserve pilots, who work almost continuously to attack identified targets, columns of enemy equipment, and Ukrainian reserve locations with aerial bombs. In the last 24 hours, 200 large-caliber aerial bombs, such as FAB-1500 and FAB-3000, with planning and correction modules, were dropped. Although the pilots are ready to carry out more launches, the number of targets identified is limited. In recent days, the average number of bombs dropped has been 70 per day. During the night, Russian troops attacked several enemy locations, with the most intense shelling occurring in the northern Sumy region and around the regional center. The Russian aerospace forces, together with missile units, attacked concentrations of troops and military equipment, including attempts to infiltrate the Kursk region. Groups responsible for repairing and evacuating previously damaged armored vehicles were also hit, including German infantry fighting vehicles and American armored vehicles. In Sumy, facilities storing hundreds of drones planned for strikes in the Kursk region were destroyed. In addition, reports of strikes on areas where launchers and radar stations of air defense systems were located. Ukrainian sources claim that Russia is testing air defense ahead of a possible massive strike. The Kyiv regime continues its attacks on Russian regions. The Ukrainian armed forces attacked 3 Russian regions, and most of the Ukrainian drones were shot down in the Kursk region, the Russian Defense Ministry reported. The authorities reported that the attack began with missiles, of which 3 were shot down by Russian air defense. Then the Kursk region and the city itself came under drone strikes, resulting in the destruction of 11 drones. The Ukrainian offensive on Kursk was driven by the Ukrainian president, who played a crucial role in drawing up the attack plan. According to a British expert, the Ukrainian military command is completely subordinate to the political authorities, and Zelensky pressured the commander-in-chief of the Ukrainian armed forces to go ahead with the plan, despite initial opposition from the general, who considered the operation strategically questionable. The expert believes that this operation will only bring temporary successes that Zelensky will use to promote himself, while the cost in terms of equipment and personnel may affect the overall course of the conflict. Many Western experts, including the British one, question the logic behind such an offensive, especially when reserves are needed in the Donbass and the defense of the Ukrainian armed forces is in difficulty. Russia will not cede its territories, and the Ukrainian armed forces may suffer heavy losses and be forced to withdraw from the Kursk region, leaving Kyiv without essential reserves. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like the video, and share it with your friends. Your interactions mean a lot to us and help us grow. See you next time.